คณะมีหลักสูตรระดับปริญญาตรีที่มีการเรียนการสอนครอบคลุมทุกด้านของอุตสาหกรรมอาหารทั้งหมด 4 หลักสูตรได้แก่ 1. หลักสูตรวิทยาศาสตร์และเทคโนโลยีการอาหาร 2. หลักสูตรเทคโนโลยีการหมักในอุตสาหกรรมอาหาร 3. หลักสูตรวิศวกรรมแปรรูปอาหาร
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, right. Welcome to the webinar for the food industry today. So thank you so much for all. Today we have 160 participants with us, and today I would like to welcome all of you to join us. สวัสดีค่ะ For formally, I am Dr. Arashon, is represent of the School of Food Industry, King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Lagabang, Thailand. And also today we have the first collaborations with our partner from the University Sumatra Utara from the Faculty of Agriculture. And today is not just only me alone to be here. So please welcome Dr. Eliza Julianti to be welcome all of you too. Hello.
Hello,
Dear.
Dr.
Okay.
Arafan, yes, yeah.
Yes. Nice to meet you. So
Nice to
this
meet
is
you too.
our first. Yes. Please
Yes.
continue.
Yes, please, Dr. Arafan.
Okay. So, do you have anything to tell our participant for today? Do you hear me?
Sorry, yes.
Yes. So, please, sir, do you have anything to tell our participant today?
No.
For welcome all of them to be
Yes.
here.
Yes, please.
Okay. So thank you so much to be joining us. And I think this is our first cooperation to be food together. And today we are talking about new gen food innovation. So nowadays we are in the centuries of the food innovation. And today we have the two topics together. And we have the two speakers from each of the university. So today for the first of the topic, we will talking about the role of innovations in traditional Indonesia food product development. And I think this is a good many one today. We have the Thai student and also Indonesia student, and we can share it about it together. And today we have the honor from the speaker is the Professor Dr. Honida Sinaga is the head of the food studies food science study program from the Faculty of Agricultural University Sumatra Utara, Indonesia. And in her experts for the research, including development of the new food processing technology that is important part of our food science and the use of sustainable agricultural practice and also of impact of food productions on the environment too. And today, continue with our speaker from the School of Food Industry, KMITL. Is our lecturer is in the topic of Omic approach of the food innovation and safety. And mostly we are talking about food safety is very important nowadays after COVID-19. And I just got COVID-19 last week, so it's a little bit had a problem. So for his research he interesting in development of nutraceutical functional food and bioactive compound for medical application. Also with omic approach for the proteomic and metabolomics and molecular biologies for biomarker detections and molecular mechanism and the biotechnology and analytical chemistry and biochemistry in food and biomedical science. So today we are with the two of the important speaker. So I hope that you can get the many of the knowledge from the two topic that in trend now. But before that, we have many participants today. So I would like to see all of your pictures of your photo, right? So we take a photo together, everyone. So please open the cameras. So maybe I give you a few minutes to get the lipsticks and touch up of the face, right? Okay. So everyone, please open the camera, please. So we were taking the photo together. Wow, the young generation of Busan. Okay, okay. All right, we are take a photo. Okay. น้องออมพร้อมเนาะ Okay, right. One, two, three, everyone smiling. Okay, right. So we have many participants. So we have eight pair, right? One, two, three, one more. Okay, beautiful one. And another one, two, three. And one, two, three. Okay, okay. To color, very cute. Okay, right? Okay. All right, everyone. So I think we gonna take photo for all of you now. And the next one is please welcome our first speaker to be in the topic of the role of innovations in traditional Indonesian food product development. Please give the big hand to her. And after that, we have the question and answer. Okay, thank you so much, Ka.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ora Khan, for the very great introduction for
Yes.
us. And thank you very much also for the students, Indonesian students and Thai students. Actually, I just want to say hello to participants just in case they just like they're anyway. So, hello for Indonesian students. Hi, Indonesian student. Are you there? Indonesian student? I can't hear anything.
Yeah, wave your hand. Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay. It seems
Okay.
like we are more than 100 and it seems like only two or three. What about Thai participant, Thai student? Are you here? Yes? Okay, yes. Okay. I will mention a bit like several Thai food. Just forgive me if that's wrong, and you can see that I am Indonesian. I'm not really know how to pronounce your cooking, so it's okay now. Just pardon me on that. So let me start from. Can I share the? Oh yes. Can we all see my slides?
Yes, yes. We also see your slide.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. My name is Hotnida Sinaga. I am from Food Science Study Program, Universitas Sumatera Utara Medan, Indonesia. I am excited to have the opportunity to speak to you, Indonesian and Thai student, or maybe other participant. And today I will talk about traditional Indonesian food products. So in the beginning, we will cover about the three parts is culinary diversity across Indonesia and innovation in traditional food processing, market and sell traditional food. Let's move to the first one, culinary diversity across Indonesia. So we say Indonesia, this is the map of Indonesian archipelago. So anyway, can you see my mouse here? That's moving. Thank you very much. So this is Indonesia. This is Indonesia, and this is Thailand. Thai. So not far from Indonesia. And while you see here, there are so many like island, even the big island or the small island. And surprisingly, there are more than 17,500 islands in Indonesia. So that's why people say that Indonesian archipelago so becomes the largest archipelago in the world. So if you see here, the islands, some of the big island around like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 islands, and then all the islands remaining island a bit smaller in size. So where are we now? Universitas Sumatera Utara. So we are Sumatra here in the western Indonesia. Yeah, and this is Sumatra. Uh, This is Sumatra, and then this is Medan. We are from Medan. Medan is the capital city of North Sumatra. Yeah, yeah. And then where actually our university. So in here, this Medan, we are Universitas Sumatera Utara, and we have around 16 faculties, and one of the faculty is Faculty of Agriculture, and we are from the food science program study and also from food technology of program study. So this is the brief about Indonesia. They are very big, and also we have so many diverse traditional food in Indonesia. So let's see what is the traditional food. We say that traditional because they are passed down through generation. So we know about the food about like for me from my mom or my from grandma or great grandma. So they just pass down and they even tell us how to do the cooking. So the traditional food in Indonesia that's much influenced by Chinese, Arabic, even like Indian and also Dutch culture. So that's made from the local ingredients and also with the traditional preparation methods. But now we have a very modern methods. And that's actually not only food, but reflecting the culture, heritage, identity, and historical lifestyle of the people, Indonesian people. So let's see the overview of the culinary diversity across nation. So usually our food will be like this. So we have the food, we have the plate, and we have the rice, and we have the here like vegetable or fish and so on. This is a kind of our food. But for the traditional food, we have estimated around 5,305 of food. Why there are so many? Because that's the accumulation of the island, so many islands in Indonesia. And like I said before, the food has a very wide in variation, including in raw material, cooking methods, and the resulting taste. So for example, if there is a food, we have one name of the food and from different region in Indonesia, they might be different how to cook that and also resulting in different tastes. So let's see what are the famous traditional food. To make that easy, I just categorize that into three. The first one is main Indonesian food, and then second for the snacks, and then for the drinks. Let's see for the first. We have rendang. Rendang is actually from West Sumatra, made with the rich spices. They will be coriander or candle nut or ginger, turmeric, and so on. For the rendang, that's we also know that Malay, our neighbor country, also they have their own rendang, but a bit different with what we have here. We also have fried rice. We know that there are so many fried rice from other countries in Asia, but ours are very different because especially we have sweet soy sauce. So that's why that's different. And our fried rice, that's mostly influenced by the Chinese immigrant in our country. So we have also satay. Excuse me.
Yes,
Oh,
you
okay.
are
Okay.
right.
Okay. Okay. I thought I just lost. Okay, sorry. So we also have satay, that's grilled meat served with peanut sauce, and we have
So sorry, so Please share slide again, please. The slide is gone.
Oh, okay. So that's why I thought that something wrong in mine. Uh, let me. Is that okay now? Okay.
Yes, yes. All right.
Yeah, that was something wrong, but I don't know. I have no idea what was happening. So that's why. Okay. We just start again. We have mixed vegetables with peanut sauce. That's from the Java. That's vegetables, tofu, tempeh, and then peanut sauce. And also we have soto Banjar. Banjar is actually a city in the South Kalimantan, and that's made from the chicken and clear broth and with cinnamon, clove, and cardamom. We also have snacks that, especially in our city, North Sumatra, we have bika ambon. Bika ambon is a sponge cake with a soft and porous texture. This is very interesting with this one because Ambon is actually the name of a city in Indonesia. But our Bika is not Bika Medan, but we said that Bika Ambon. Don't ask me why because I don't know why. Yeah, we don't have Bika Medan, we have Bika Ambon. So, what else? We have martabak. That's throughout Indonesia. That's a cake filled with various filling, either sweet or savory. What else? We have lumpia. That's from Java. That's a pastry made from the thin skin and filled with various fillings. We have also, we said that kue lapis, layer cake, that's from Java, and that's from the rice flour, and also sago or coconut milk or sugar, and we use food coloring. Sometimes we use pandan leaf for the color, for the green one, and we have the salt. And then we have trumpet-shaped kembang goyang. That's from Betawi, made from a mixture of wheat, flour, eggs, and fried until crispy. And we have our drink. We have that es cendol. That sweet drink with cendol seeds and coconut and ice. We also have, we said that es teler. That's a drink with various, this is pieces of fruit. And then we have that ice and then syrup as well. And this is pisang ijo. That's very color. And ijo means green. Yeah. So we made that from the pieces of green bananas and syrup and ice. We have that bandrek from the Sundanese that made from the red ginger, brown sugar, cinnamon, clove, lemongrass, and pandan leaf. And we also have wedang ronde from the central Java. This is very interesting because this contains a slightly spicy ingredients like ginger. So this is very good if that's served warm in cold weather. So what about staple food in Indonesia? We know that there are so many staple food variation in the world, but we have that rice like this, rice, and sometimes the rice that's processed as like fried rice and steamed rice in coconut leaf packets here like this. And we said that's the name is ketupat. And also taro or sweet potato or cassava, that's like cassava here, that mostly in the eastern Indonesia. And sometimes that's the corn. Corn is used to make a rice substitute in some drier parts of Indonesia. And we also have like sago, that's like pegago here, that's staple food in eastern Indonesia. So that's the cuisines in Indonesia that's related to traditional ceremony. So we have here like tumpeng. We said that tumpeng cone-shaped rice. Why like that? Because this shape is like the cone. So this surrounded with this, the omelette eggs or sambal, beef liver and sambal, or with potato, perkedel, and tempeh. So how do we eat this one? That's we make the cutting from this from the bottom to the top. So this one can fall down to the side pieces here and they becomes a mixture there. So what does this it mean? The philosophy of that is the relationship between the God and us as a human that's become closer so people in the world can live harmoniously. So like for the example, the tumpang is like strongly linked to a specific culture. For example, here during Republic of Indonesian Independence Day. So we see before that yellow rice, that's a symbolic of a form of gratitude for the birth of Indonesian independence and being an important part of the Thanksgiving celebration. And very interesting that the tumpeng is often as an object of competition, such as tumpang decoration competition. So that's why here we see here that there are so many variations of tumpang. But over the time, because there are so many youth people don't really know about traditional food, so it manufacture can be done very easy because of what? Because we already have instant yellow rice seasoning. Let's see about Indonesian and Thai food. So there are similarity between the two foods. Like we have like spicy taste, although the level of spiciness and the type of chili used may be vary. And we use coconut milk, and also we have noodle food that's very popular, I think, even in Indonesia and in Thai. And the similar food we have like green chili chicken or green chicken or apam cake and pa tong ko. Am I right? Am I right to pronounce that? Pa tong ko.
Yeah. Patangko. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So overall, we said that both Indonesian and Thai offer a rich culinary experience, but the differences that make each of the food unique and delicious. Now, let's see Indonesian food that very similar to the Thai food. The first one, fried rice. You have fried rice. That's Indonesian in A and Thai in B. So while I was trying to find that, that's the name is Tom Yum fried rice or Khao Phat Tom Yum. Okay. So
Yeah.
is that is that the way to say that?
Yes, correct. You are Thai people now.
Okay. So that's actually like a bit different between our fried rice in the seasoning or in the taste or the main ingredients. Because for our, like I said before, fried rice, we have like sweet soy sauce. And then with the basic ingredients like ginger, or we put that shallot or garlic. But for Thai, we use the red chili, I think, to create a spicy and sour taste. And then also we have different variations in the meat and the vegetable used for the fried rice. And we have green chicken curry. Uh, I'm trying to say that in Thai. Hang Kiao, Hang Kiao Wan. Maybe this is one of the chicken curry in Thai, isn't it? So for Indonesian curry, that's a bit milder and then more manageable in the spices. As we know that Hang Kiao Wan, that will be more like and then that's use cayenne. Is that cayenne pepper and green chili? And that makes the distinctive flavor for the curry. We have meat soup. Meat soup, quai tiao noa. Quai tiao noa. So is that similar, but they are different because in our meat soup, we use meat and then they will be savory and rich in the spices. While for the Thai meat soup, that's a bit sour and then spicy and fresh flavor. And the type of meat that usually use sometimes seafood or pork. We have masaman chicken curry. So masaman gaeng kai in Thai. What's the differences? That's for us is the rich in the spices and then stronger spices than umami flavor. But for the Thai masaman chicken, they will be sweeter or the savory flavor, and then usually mixed with Indian spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and so on. What else? We have salted kale. We said that kangkung in our Indonesian, and you have pat X boing pai dang. Oh, this is a bit long, and I don't know whether I can still pronounce that right. But that's a bit differences between the two because for our uh, salted kangkung, we have like very simple spice, like we only use like the shallot or the garlic or chilies, or sometimes we use like oyster sauce or sweet sauce. But for the stir-fried kangkong in Thai, usually using the curry, including like the green curry or that the red curry or the other spicy that's a bit hot. So that's I only have five, but if I'm trying to find more, there will be more with slightly different in whether that's in seasoning or the cook method and so on. So let's see what the key differences between the two countries. For the diversity, like what I mentioned in the beginning, we have the variety of regional cuisine, but while in the Thai, so that more homogeneous food, for example, you have maybe like tom yum, but tom, tom yum from the region to the region, maybe they are a bit different. So, what about the use of the spices? We have lots of dry or wet spices, but very strong and complex flavor. But for Thai, usually using the fresh one with the balance of the flavor in each piece. Doesn't mean like need a lot of spices, but the balance between them. So what about the amount of spices we use? We use very rich spices, while in the Thai, we use like lighter use of the spices. About the flavor, yes, spicy for us, savory as well, and we use heavy coconut milk. And for you, you usually balance between the spicy, the sour, the sweet, or the salty flavor. What about the sauce? We mostly use the sweet soy sauce. For you, you use like salty soy sauce, but sometimes you use the sweet soy sauce. See, let's move to the second one, innovation in traditional food processing. I mentioned here only the processing by the application of the heat. It doesn't mean that we don't have that without heat. Yeah, we have also fermentation, but to make that simple, I just mentioned about the application with heat, with the wet, dry, and cooking with oil. So what's the category for the wet cooking? That's the first one, boiling. We know that boiling is using the boiled liquid, and for the boiling, we have like simmering. Simmering is we have the boiling one, and then we just boil that until reaching the boil point, and then we are reducing the heat. But the poaching, we have like boiling, but we mention them over the low heat. We also have braising and stewing. So I just made that a bit differences with braising and stewing to make that easy in the table because sometimes people said they are similar. But for the braising, the size is the large piece of meat different with the stew that only small pieces. And the liquid, that's the big difference between the two. For the braising, only covered around 1/3 of the milk, while the stew completely covers the meat. And What about the garnish? The garnish for the basting, that's the cook separately, but the stews that the cook with the meat. And the sauce is like the strain and not strain. I put here the cooking finish in oven, and for the stewing also in oven or stove top. But now we can do the basting and stews here without finish with oven. And we see with the steaming. Steaming is the cooking that use steam generated from the boiled water to cook the food. I just try to put here that the food is placed in the container above the boiling water, and then the food will be cooked, and this will have the nutrients or the color and texture in the food. So we also have blanching. That blanching is different with the boiling water, because the blanching we use like lots of the water, so that like briefly submerge the boiling the ingredients that we are cooking. So use that to have preserved color or flavor or texture, and then we can use the blanching to clean produce before we froze that or preserve that. Why? It's to stop the growth of the microorganism, because blanching is actually inactivated the enzyme. So for the blanching is we consider that the ingredients still raw, because we only use a very brief submerge in the boiling water. Let's move to the dry cooking. I only put the two types of dry cooking here, like the baking and roasting. So baking and roasting usually use the same like equipment like oven. So the difference between the two, for the baking, we use that lower temperature, saying that's around 88 to 102 Celsius. So in that heat, there will be the food will be cooked fairly, and it giving the time to develop the flavor. And this is usually for bakery. So what happens to the roasting? Roasting is like similar with the baking, but the heat element of the oven having a higher temperature, even more than 200 degrees Celsius. And the higher temperature compared to the baking one, it creates more that the food will be browning and then crisping, or maybe even caramelization the outside of the food, while keeping the inside of food still soft and tender. Cooking with oil. So we know about the frying. So frying, there are so many types of frying, and we said that firstly just because of using the different amount of oil. So we said the first one is pan fry. We have the salty, we have shallow fry, and we have deep fry. If we see from here, that's the yellow. This is the yellow is the oil that we are using. So the pan fry, and sometimes we say that wok frying. That's depend on the cooking material that we cooking instrument that we are using for the food. For pan fry, that's only very, very small here, very small amount. And then only to sear the exterior of this one, the exterior of the food, while we maintaining the inside one is keep like juicy. So for the second one, for the salty is like from the French, we said that jumping. That's compared to pan fry. See, that's the oil is a bit more. And then for the salty, we just stir a little bit, just around like 5 to 10 minutes. And sometimes the food will be brownie or the caramelized. Then usually for the salty, we use like the small pieces of food. Let's see the other one. shallow frying. So if we see the oil here, they are using more oil compared the two that we mentioned before. So that's the oil that enough to submerge the bottom, only the bottom of the food, whatever we are cooking, only submerge the bottom of that one. And then it can be for fish or meat and so on. And we see the deep fry here. If we see that's full of oil, that must be full oil. And then the food that we are cooking, that will be covered by all of the oil. So in this one, sometimes it will create like the crispy or decadent for the food. So we use one of these fry to for the traditional food processing. And we also have stir frying. Stir frying also using a very little oil while we stir that one. A bit differences between stir frying and salting. While we say stir frying, that require higher temperature than salting and more consistent and this faster movement while we stir the food. And then, in other words, for the salting, the cooking relies on the heat, small amount of oil, and to cook the food. And then during the process, the same as stir frying, we need to stir that regularly, but that's less than the stir frying to ensure that the food cooks evenly. So let's move to the third one, market and sell traditional food. So before that one, I just put the two food in our traditional food that are very interesting. Like the first one is rendang. Rendang, while we cook rendang, we use several processing methods that we mentioned before. So how do we cook the rendang? So the first one, we have to prepare the spices. I put two here. It means that they are slightly different between one region to the one region. But for the rendang, we have to have like coconut milk or coconut cream and the meat and the other spices that can be similar or maybe different between the variations. So what happened to the spice and we make that as a paste and that's the first one, salty the paste. So that's why while we are doing that, we stir that so the paste become fragrant. So what else that we can do for the beef? For the meat, we do the sear the beef. What the methods like pan fry, like what we mentioned before. So that's the beef become like this, become like browning in the exterior. And the other one, we add the curry ingredients with the cooked beef. It is like the stewing, like this one. This is the meat here, and this is the curry with the coconut with the all spices that we have prepared before. We make that stewing, and we slowly cook the beef, bring to boil, reduce heat to low, like what we mentioned before, like simmering. So it will like around 2 or 3 hours, but sometimes people do that for 6 hours until finish the dish. This is the beef, nice and tender of the meat. And before serving the rendang, we have to remove all of these like the other big spices that we have in the food. So this is interesting. One food, they have different kind of cooking method. Second, that's another food. That's the source is the fresh cassava. So the fresh cassava, we can consume that as this boiled cassava. We only boil that and then just make a bit salt. And we also can make like cassava chips. That's like we thinly slice the chip and then we just air fry the cassava And we can also have like the cassava tape. This is the fermentation of the cassava. And we also have like the cassava flour that we can use that for many cooking for bakery and so on. We also have like fried cassava here. So we have boiled and we have also fried cassava. And we have that getuk. What is getuk? Getuk is like we boil the cassava and then we like mash the cassava and then we just mix that with sugar and make like this. So there are so many size for the getuk. So we also have like lemet. What is lemet? Lemet we use like we grate the cassava and then we mix that with the grated coconut and we wrap that in the banana leaf and we can steam that. And we also have like cassava cake. What we can say from here, only for one the cassava, we can have so many food, so many traditional food that can be consumed for other people in Indonesia. So let's see how do people in Indonesia sell the food. We have like the first one with the traditional street food stalls. How do we make that? This is by this one. This is the first one. Oh, can be like this one. So what do they do? The food sold around with a custom chart like this. Yeah, the chart is designed to make it easy to serve customer. So they have like they prepare everything from here to serve the customer. And then the producer can also create a visual appeal that increase customer interest in trying their products. For example, here they just put what kind of food he sell, and maybe to make the customer easy, they put like queries here, and they make like very colorful here in the chart, so that people or customer wants to try their products. And what did they see? The design of these charts is that more on the storage space for the fresh ingredients that they have. I only like have 3 more, just a bit. Okay. So the traditions, that's the other one is like this and like this. They sell at a stall or at a kiosk or even using a table on the side of the road. So there's like the kiosk or the stall and the using a table. So the customer are interested sometimes not only whether the food is delicious or not, but also they are served, sometimes they are served uniquely. So for this one, when we buy for the food, we have to go to the food stall and to order that one. So they can give the food to us. We can eat on the spot or take the food home. So what about the modern retail sale? So the modern with the restaurant. So the restaurant actually offer delicious food, nice place, like classy service. So we are satisfied to enjoy our meal. And then most restaurant also, they usually have like a website or social media to make that easy for the prospective customer. So before they are coming to the restaurant, they already know what type of food they sell. And the restaurant always different with the traditional one. The restaurant always serve the fresh food. So we have to wait and for our menu order to be served, and takes a bit time for this one. So that's another modern retail sale using social media. In this advanced era, we know that we can do everything online, including buying the food. So for producer, they can use this social media to promote their food. For the customer, use this one, the application to buy food online or sometimes the customer using the application as a search tool discover new merchants through the apps. So sometimes the customer wants to eat something from the new merchants, they can do that from the apps. So that short summary that I can put here, actually the tradition culinary journal filled with innovation and fast changing trends. But in that one, although some people still offer stability and authenticity. So that's all for me. So I'm happy that you're still here. Thank you for your time and your attention. So maybe about the questions, I don't know. Thank you. And for discussion, I don't know whether we can do that now or we are doing that after the second presentation. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Back to
thank you. Yes, thank you
you.
so much for good presentations. Very good from the professor Honida for sharing us about the raw materials, how is the food cooking, and also how is selling in the many of the different way in Indonesia, and especially comparing with Thai food. I also really like it. So, thank you so much. And before we going to the next second one of the speaker, now we have the dean of the faculties of the agricultural from the University of Sumatra Utara to come with here today. So I would like her to say hello with everyone and open remark. Please welcome Professor Dr. Tawi Supriyana. Yes, hello. Mhm.
Sorry, Dr. Orakon.
Yes.
She has another schedule.
Okay. No problem. We can going back
Okay.
later
Yes.
on. So if you
Yes.
have the question for, thank you so much, Ka. So if you have the question for the first speaker, please keep in your mind or leave in the chat box. We will be back in the question and answer sections. And now we continue for the second speaker, right? Is Dr. Pagon Papan from the School of Food Industry. He will be sharing us about the Omic technologies. That's one is could used for extended the shelf life and impact of the food safety. Okay. So please welcome Dr. Pagon. สวัสดีค่ะ Mhm.
Good afternoon, everyone, from the Indonesia participant and Thai participant. My name is Pagon Papan from School of Food Industry, King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Lagabang or KMITL from Thailand. Today, I would like to share the topics of mixed approaches for the driving food innovation and food safety. Because you know about the demand of the trend of increasing of the food sustainability and food safety. First, I would like to just deep in the biotechnology with use a biological system and living organism that is the key subject driving in food science and nutrition. I think nowadays food science can combine in about some of the another research field with the biotechnology, including the medicinal chemistry and human health agriculture, and be concerned about the sustainability. And I will show you about some of the figure of the plant-based meat actually in this figure, and in comparing with the real meat. If we don't have about the assign or label of the bird, we cannot separate in this real meat and plant-based meat. I will just show you in the next slide. As well as you can see the fruit of the wild type and mutant in comparing with the about the alternative food and some of the alternative protein, you cannot separate in phenotype characteristics. However, the different, if we zoom inside this phenotype of these foods, you will see about the different of the metabolites or chemical composition inside. this food. After that, this metabolize, this connect with the protein. Protein that's different. This is the key function in the structure and function in food samples. And before the protein, we found that the RNA inside the cells and the starter from the gene. This is the difference of the gene or genome that can the begin of the reading to different of the phenotypes of the food that this gene, mRNA, protein, and metabolite that we just call, we use about the Omic technology that we characterize and identify the biological molecules inside the cells of the living thing. And we conclude about the food sample that we use to identify about the DNA inside the food, we just call genomics. And after that, this DNA can transcript to RNA. If we want to know about the molecular response inside the cells with the RNA, we just call the transcriptomics. And this RNA can translate it to the protein that's involved in evolution and the map and can about the structure inside the food, we just call the proteomic. And finally, step, we can identify the key composition about the chemical composition or metabolite, we just call the metabolomic. This about of omic technique, we just call including genomics, transcriptomic, proteomic, and metabolomic. We use identify about the food sample. I will just brief you to next slide. If we combine food and omics, we can combine, about the some of the food domics. This is the powerful to do identify about the nutrition and some of molecular inside of food. This omic technique containing with the, I just say the genomics about the DNA, transcriptomic with the RNA and proteomic, and finally with the metabolomic. How omic is solution in food and driving in food. This is beneficial of omic technology. For the first one, this omic can help about the food qualities because they can identify the some of key or bioactive compound inside and or biomarker inside of food, as well as they can identify about the food contamination because of they can identify about the some of the microbial contamination or toxins or allergy of food contamination. And you see that this is the trending of the omic technique that identify of the some functional ingredient and some food with identify about the byproduct of the raw material or functional food, including bioactive compound. You just about the flavonoid, that's the key compound. For example, quercetin, curcumin that found in the plant or some of the functional food. And this is the omic technology that combine in the nutrition medicines and that can combine in life science. And because of this omic technique can combine with the human health that can identify the some of biomarker and understanding the how the intercellular mechanisms when we uptake some of functional food or functional ingredient that we uptake from Indonesian food, Thai food, that we can understand about the inside the cells. For the next, I would like to just be in about the first one, this starting with the genomic DNA that genomic that we study about the genome or gene of food. For the first one, I would like to just be in, we have some of food, specimen or food sample, for example, about the fermented food, plant food, and functional food. this food we extract the DNA from DNA extraction methods or DNA extraction kit and purify. After that, we take these DNA extract to study about the DNA amount of DNA extraction by nanodot. And after that, we identify the DNA sequencing. What is the genomic tell about the data? We combine with the bioinformatic method, we can identify the key regulation DNA that can contribute in food. For example, about the DNA related with about the production of the pigment plant that can different from about the plant source. After that, when genomic can connect with the MIA signal, we just call the transcriptomics that about the RNA molecules that related about the molecular response inside the cells. This about the how to cell interaction with the MIA sent together. And we take about the food sample. After that, we extract the RNA with RNA extraction kit. I used to about the RNA extraction kit first that can stable protocol and method that easy to extract. After that, when we receive the MIA extract, we convert to complementary DNA because that's stable more than RNA. After that, for the next, we identify this RNA sequence with the RNA sequencing that this RNA sequencing can tell about the cellular response that cell-cell interaction and connect together. For the next step, did about the proteomic analysis. This is the key, and about the training of the proteomic data that can give about more information and insights about the structure, function, inside about food sample. For the first step, when we have about the food sample that received from the functional ingredients or functional food, and about the raw material from plant, first step we extract the protein with about the about optimization methods or protein extraction kit. After that, we purify with the protein to purify the protein and separate it in this is the general technique or method that we separate the protein with the SDS plate or polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, or we can use about the two-dimension gel electrophoresis for separated molecular weight and isoelectric focusing. After that, we can pick up this spot gel to identify the type of the protein with the LC or liquid chromatography that can identify with the mass spectrometry. And after that, for the next step, we can use about the sample of the food sample that extract the protein and purify the protein. We direct inject the protein purification into LC-MS system. So this protein data can tell me about the global or whole protein expression. And can you combine about the some of the functional food and ingredients that treat with the in cell line models, in vivo model on and clinical trial on? You can see about the protein-protein interaction and about the some of the functional ingredient interaction with the protein inside the cell with the LC-MS system. Finally, step where if we have the some of the proteomic data, that proteomic data we combine with the bioinformatic tool. This bioinformatic tool can tell me about the protein function and molecular pathway. After we have the food sample of intracellular inside the cell mechanism inside the cell. This is tell me about the mechanism and identify the biomarker, that the key biomarker of the food and inside the cells. Finally, this is about the metabolomic analysis that identify some of the chemical composition inside food. If we have about the sample food from the pan or functional, and we can treat about the food metric or functional ingredient with the cell line model and about animal model. After that, we can extract the metabolite of this sample to inject about the gas chromatography and liquid chromatography and identify with the mass spectrometry that we have about the key metabolite that's extracted in samples. So in this about I just be and the detail about the genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, and finally with the metabolomics. This is the main method to identify some of the key of molecules inside food or intracellular inside the cells. So leading to about the nowadays you know about the new era of high technology that we can identify our health with the biomarker and identify the intracellular uptake, intracellular mechanism inside the cells, as well as you can identify some of the dietary functional food and functional ingredient with about the genome, protein, metabolite that can identify some of the key of expression of bioactive compound. You can connect with the Omic data from the health and about your functional food and ingredient with integrated with the machine learning or AI that can combine this process to increase about the precision about the prediction of your health and identify some of the disease and biomarker recovery and molecular insights. If you receive about the some of nutrition or food that you can follow by using multi-omic methods. After that, you know about the COVID-19 pandemic. This is about the turning point of the public health that in worldwide concern about the precision diagnostics with the pathway, key pathway network and biomarker of the precision diagnostic combined with the precision medicines and preventive medicines by using genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, metabolomics, and combined with machine learning or AI. This process connecting with the precision nutrition that can help about the new technology for identify some of new nutrition and appropriate nutrition that connect for your health. This is about the beneficial of the Omic method that can help about the precision medicine and related with the nutrition in nowadays. For example, this when we connect with the precision medicines, we have some of the dietary or functional ingredient. With when you treat with the subject, human subject, you can follow about the biomarker with the genome or RNA, protein, and metabolites, and you can see individual of your health with the individual variation and biomarker discovery. When we treat about and intake about the some food inside your body that can make you about the integrated to about the precision medicine. This is about the some of example about the precision medicines. Leading to about the Omic approach for food innovation, because I just asked about the Omic approach that study about molecule inside the cell. For example, about the genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, and metabolomics that can combine with the foodomics to find about the biomarker, food safety, quality, and contamination in food. That this process can combine with about food industry because I just asked about the functional trend and sustainability that can confirm about the ensure about the biological property that's expressed from functional food or functional ingredient. And this omic method can confirm about the tradition effects of about Thai food or Indonesia food. This I think this confirm about the bioactive property. If you have some of a sample of from the tradition, you can use about the omic methods for confirm about the bioactive compound and bioactive molecules inside your food samples. This is about the trend of the omic approach. So leading to about when we have about the sum of food sample, for example, a cereal or tradition food, and from the raw material with fruit and vegetable, or finally with the medical plant or medical medicines, we can combine about the genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, and metabolomics together. Nowadays, we don't have about the one tool or universal. We cannot one time can find about the gene, RNA, protein, and metabolite. We cannot we don't have tool for the high resolution to identify. You just choose one for genomics, transcriptomics, and proteomics. Finally, with metabolite. This is the about the some of the characterization of the omic method. Finally, you can integrate it with the omic data together for the functional food and nutrition. And this data will ask you about the novel network, novel pathway, and novel the biomarker discovery that can relate it with about the biological activity or health that can confirm and ensure about your food and ingredient that ensure to the customer it is made you to about the precision before you develop and sell this product. First, I would like to show you about the publication and some literature review. I saw about the training of the omic methods that can combine in food science for about the 5 years ago because this technology and high resolution, for example, of liquid chromatography and gas chromatography that have the high resolution level that can combine in food science. You just see about the publication in 2024 and more 5 years ago. You can see about if you have some of the fermented food or functional food, you can digest some food to identify the peptide. What is a peptide ARC data for our data can identify about the umami peptide inside your functional food and ingredient. This confirm about the umami peptide that related with your food. And some of the, for example, I'm not sure about the Korean or China. This they identify the chicken soup with the LC-MS system. They can identify about some of the bioactive peptide that related with umami peptide that can help to develop this product to the functional ingredient and functional food. And you can you just see about the structure. The structure of this is 3D protein structure. 3D protein structure that they use about computational methods. They predict about the bioactive peptide combined with this receptor, umami receptor. They predict about the binding energy and property if they receive about the intercellular interaction. They predict with the computational method. This is, I think, computational method is the trend in food science over 2000, about 5 years ago. They use computational method with after we identify about the LCMS MS system, we predict about the molecular target with our bioactive compound. After that, when they have about the key of bioactive compound, they can synthesis about the short peptide that related with the umami test. Short peptide derived from chicken soup, they can synthesis this peptide. Finally, they want to develop this peptide, key peptide to the functional ingredients. This is about the trending of the Omic with the functional ingredients. So I just said about the computational method that important in food science and over 5 years ago because they can predict about the protein and ligand interaction by computational method. For example, if you have about the ligand, for example, about the bioactive compound or bioactive from functional ingredient of from your food, you can mimic of this bioactive compound to the protein receptor in your body. For example, about the umami receptor, you can predict about your bioactive compound interaction with the protein receptor inside yourself that can mimic and about the interaction when you eat and intake this functional ingredient inside the cell by computational method. We just call molecular docking. That's important for the food science nowadays. So we conclude about the bioinformatics or molecular docking that I just before slide that can use in food processing and food safety methods. For example, we can evaluate about the safety from food additive. I will just show in next slide some literature review, and we can identify the microorganism that detection in your body and mimics of about the human receptor inside your body and allergen detection. For the next slide, I will just about the importance of bioinformatics can help in food science. And this publication show that the computational methods identify the molecular target about the food additive we call about butylated hydroxytoluene or BHT. BHT that food additive. They use this is model this chemical bioactive compound to interact with the COX1. This is the key receptor protein with the coronal cancers. When we use computational method, BST interact with the COX1. This is the receptor protein in coronal cancer. They ask about the strong bonding of the COX1 that related with the coronal cancer. This suggests that BST is a high risk from the human as a coronal cancer. This is the model we use about the computational method to mimic about the interaction between food additive and protein receptor. It is some of literature review. After that, the Omic method can identify the food color in the raw materials. For example, generally in food color from vegetable and pigment plant, you just identify by UV spectroscopy. For example, about the anthocyanin, carotenoid, chlorophyll, curcumin, and phytocyanin. This is related with about the aromatic link and hydroxyl group in flavonoid. As well as if we use about the omic methods with the transcriptomics and genomics, we just can identify some of the key gene regulation of the color in pigment plant that can related with about the pigment production inside food. This is the beneficial of the omic method that can identify some of the gene expression inside food color. As well as we can use about the technique. Generally with the technique, you just hear about the qPCR or polymerase reaction. This is generally method of the genomic DNA. For the next step, I just ask about some of the metabolite technique or metabolomic technique. This technique is high resolution about the instrument more than 2019. You just see about the publication of the InfoSci and combine with metabolomic analysis to identify about the food qualities in this product. For example, about the organic blackberry and some of fruit. When they identify some of this analytical technique, for example, with the gas chromatography mass spectrometry and liquid chromatography mass spectrometry, they can identify the volatile compound. That's contact your smell. That is a key volatile compound and detect about the alcohol, ketone, aldehyde, and some of aromatic compound with this technique. So in this metabolomic process that can help you to identify the unique of some food property. You can use about the traditional Thai food and I think Indonesian food to identify about the metabolomic process. You can receive about some of the unique volatile compound that can help about the smell or taste of your food. That I think this metabolomic analysis that can combine in traditional food together. For the next step about the bioactive compound, you know about, for example, about the curcumin that extract from curcuma. This functional ingredient or functional food, the omic method can study about the this bioactive compound interaction with the intracellular mechanisms. This is show about some of the targeted in Alzheimer brain cells. The results show that about the DNA extraction and expression. These results show that after treated with the curcumin in enol form and keto form, that can associated with the neuronal growth and survival and increasing of the immune system of these cells. This is the beneficial of the multi-omics that can help you to understand about the insight about the intracellular mechanisms that can help together. For the next, about the omics that can use in food innovation. This food omics in terms of the transcriptomic, metabolomic, and proteomic, and we include about the lipidomics that about study about the lipid. We combine to study about the fresh meat and different forms of. The result of the foodomic show that about the meat quality. That's they ask the data about the molecular pathway related with the meat quality. For example, is about the oxidative state, muscle formation, cytoskeleton protein, and about the oxidative state and energy metabolism. After we identify the extract, for example, of the protein extract from meat, we just found about the key regulator protein related with the meat qualities. For example, this is the group of protein related with the oxidative state, the group of heat shock protein and energy metabolisms that can related with meat qualities. And finally, we can identify about the types of the key protein related with the muscle. These key protein can related with about the quality of meat. If you feeding on right side of animal, when you individual of the fresh meat, that can combine with the food omic analysis. This is the beneficial of Omic for enhance about the food qualities in meat. For the final step for about the Omic for food safety, this is about the identifies of meat product. This research identify about the design about the genomics, or we study about gene expression of meat product. They design the primer with the polymerization reaction with the turkey, pigs, and another meat. They identify about the meatball, meat slice, and kebab. The results show that about the meat contamination. In our lab, we can identify about the meat contamination from pork that can identify some of pig that contamination in meatball. If you can see about the gel alcohol gel electrophoresis to the random of the sampling of the meat product. This is about the function of the genomics that can identify about the food contamination from another meat. This is beneficial. So moreover, I conclude about in 2024 that we use about the metabolomic analysis to combine with the source of food product. We can combine and identify of the key metabolite or key chemical composition that can help to understand and unique identify of the some of the flavonoid inside your product. This is a high resolution of metabolomic analysis can help in products. So I will give you a question about some of alternative meat and alternative protein that is increasing of the trend in worldwide and in Thailand. I don't know about in Indonesia that the trend about the plant-based protein. That I think about the stable of food processing that can develop about the plant-based protein can produce about the product with green milk yogurt and another food product. And we don't know about the biological property. I think we can use about the omic methods can identify about the sum of biomarker with the plant-based meat and product that can ensure about the customer precision. Because when we compare in real meat, you can receive about the sum of the potential. For example, high antioxidant, high inflammatory and another beneficial that can Omic can help you to precision with this product. I think this Omic can combine with the plant-based protein or plant-based meat that increase the impact of the publication that can confirm about the food qualities of this product. For the next finally slide in ongoing research of my research in the research field I developed about the nutraceutical and functional food and bioactive compound for medical application. I have the recently publication in 2025. I screening about the Thai rice varieties with the inhibit cholesterol because you just see about the biological pathway in the left figure. You can see about the HMG-CoA enzyme A that the first step to biosynthesis about the cholesterol. In nowadays in medical we use about the statin is a drug that inhibit HMG coenzyme reductase that can lower cholesterol. So this is the question of the Thai varieties. We screen about the biological property. We screen about the 40 varieties that we found about the Hom Kadanga and Sangyot rice. These both rice we process it to cook rice, and we mimic about the in vitro human digestions. After that, we treat in about the HMG coenzyme reductase. The results show that the effect of Hom Kadanga and Sangyot rice similarly about the strong inhibitory HMG co-reductase near statin group is positive control. We found that this potential of both rice. After that, we suggest that this Hom Kadanga and Sangyot rice have the strong lower cholesterol, as well as the results show that about the lowering the lipid of accumulation in HepG2 cells after treated with the Hom Kadanga and Sangyot rice. This is some of the results of the Thai rice varieties. After that, the protein hydrolysis from Hom Kadanga and Sangyot rice we identify by LC-MS system. The peptide data we use combine to computational methods. We found that the key bioactive peptide from Hom Kadanga with 3 peptide and Sangyot rice have the binding energy, strong binding energy near or similarly with the mevestatin and pavastatin is a positive control drug. We suggesting that we have the 4 candidate bioactive peptide that can inhibit and reduce the cholesterol biosynthesis pathway. This is the key result of our publication. I will in manuscript in preparation and will publish and submit for the next month. This is the key metabolisms. So finally, on behalf of School of Food Industry, we would like to thanks of Thai participant and Indonesia participant, and we would like to and welcome you to join us international conference of the Frontier of Food Transformation toward Technology, Innovation, and Sustainability for the 12 and 13 June 2025 at the Bangkok. Thank you for your kind attention.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Pagon, for your presentation. So after this, I will happy to eating rice without guilty, right? So because mostly now thinking is about the rice have the problem with the high carb. Now I see that that has some variety that can help for the cholesterol too. So thank you so much. So do you have the anyone have the any questions for two of the our speaker? So we have the one of the participant is asking for the second speaker that what are the biggest challenge in integrations Omic data into the real-time food production system in the chat box? So they're asking that what is the biggest challenge to be applications of the Omic data in the, I mean, the food company or something like that? Because mostly I see that it's a start from the lab 1st.
Thank you very much for the question. I think about some of the metabolized omic data have the contain about genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, and metabolite. In RNA and metabolite have to very challenge because they lost of in environment, very fast environment. That when we do about the sum of the food data, we can keep this sample in ice box or cold environment because they're very fast to loss of metabolites. And I think in nowadays we have about the some of the container. For example, we can sum up about the container for correct about the volatile compound. For example, of the aerosol of the specimen from food that we have about the new container that can keep volatile compound and inject about the TCM. And sorry, on what's the biggest challenge? The biggest challenge, I think, very loss of the sample that can make your sample loss in during the food process.
Okay, thank you so much. So, and do you want more answers? Okay, so during waiting, Dr. Pagon, anyone have any questions for the participant, please? Anyone, you can raise your hands or you can answer the questions now. Even though I have the one question for the speaker. So the speaker one, Professor Honida. So I would like to ask that since we have the many raw material to the transform to be a food, right? So you think that or which of the material with the potential to be applications or changing to be the processed food or innovation food, because the problem of the processed food we have to maintain it for the long time, so maybe it affect to the final product after staying in a long time. So which one is your suggestion if young generation or young entrepreneur would like to develop of the new food and application to selling in like a processed food all around the world, something like that.
Thank you very much for the questions. I think I have a bit similar questions in the chat box, and I already answered that. But for the innovation, this is very important because otherwise we can lose the food. So that's why to ensure that the sustainable of the food system or addressing the hunger and so on, we need to make the food innovations. So sorry. So what we are doing is actually for us in Faculty of Agriculture, we have a lot of like innovations to do something for the food, traditional food. So because we are from North Sumatra, there are also plenty of traditional food here. So mostly for us, we just deal with the food that are close to us. So we have so many like raw material and using the local ingredients. So what we are doing is we are trying to make, just in case we have the limitation of one of the spices or the other thing. So we have something or we do something so that what we say that the traditional food, whether that's in the what we say that with the good material or uh, we have to make something. This is actually a must for us. Otherwise, because traditional food, it doesn't mean that it's not good. It means that we have that from our grandma or whatever, and we need to preserve the food for our generation as well. So food innovation is very important. But if you ask which one is the most for that, difficult in answering that because we have a lot and we have the variation. So as long as like we have, like I said, we have the target. Maybe if our target is the younger people, so we try to make that as easy as they can provide their food with what's our innovations. Maybe that's the one that I can answer.
Yeah.
If you need more,
Okay.
thank you. Yes. Yes.
It's okay. How about the fermented products? Mostly that I know about the Indonesia food is the tempeh. I just know only that. So, but it's
Yes.
popular in Thailand. It's one of the healthy food, and my student like when we talking about the fermentation, they just example of the tempeh. So from the Sumatra, from North Sumatra, they have the some of the fermented products, except of the tempeh that we know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In my presentation, I put the tape as well. This from the cassava.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh.
yes, from
Mm.
the cassava. That's fermented
Ah.
from cassava.
Oh. So is there use of the microbes like the mold, like the same the fungi, the
Yes,
same species or yeast? No.
yes, yes. And it's from
Mm.
like with soybean. We have so many fermentations with the source of the soybean. So that's why we
Mm.
have soy sauce. We have the
Ah.
tempeh. We have the tofu. That's all
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
from the fermentation of soybean.
Ah, I see. Okay, right. So I like tempeh, especially when it's frying and crispy one. It's the best and very popular in Thailand now. They have
Oh,
the packet selling on the frozen, right? And they're cutting and frying one of the healthy food eating with salad.
the
And I like
tempeh from Indonesia, or you made that by in Thai or from Indonesia?
they make in here. Yes, it's not from Indonesia, but I have their instant noodle from
Okay.
Indonesia. I also like
Yeah,
it.
yes, yes, yes. I know. I know. Yes.
Yes, the many of things, right? Okay. So also the kombucha is start from the Indonesia too, or the fermented tea. Do you
Yeah.
know about that? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, my student, one or two of my student just did the research on that as well. Kombucha.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, thank you so much for the second speaker, Dr. Pakon. So I had the back of the questions to asking you. They have um asking that they would like to asking about Omic relating with the food safety. So mostly when we detecting of the microbe like foodborne pathogen, we need like a 2 days for traditional method. So for the Omic method, that can be helping to be more faster or more correctly identifications or not. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can apply about the omic method, including about the genomics method that we can uh, design about the primer that can specific with the pathogen or in foodborne pathogen. If we have designed primer, we can about the design about as well as about the rapid test like ATK, about the SIP or SIP test. You can design about confirm together with genomics test and ATK test. You can develop some of these product because when we come to lecture, I will develop about the rapid test that can help to identify some of the pathogen that contaminate in food or about the specimen from the human that can use about the ATK. But first, it easy. You can design about the primer and use about the genomics. First, I think the step about the 3 hour, about the expression of the pathogen. If you have the qPCR, real-time PCR, or you have about the gel electrophoresis, yeah. And as well as you can develop the test kit. This is the trend of the rapid that can driving in the food industry nowadays.
Okay. So I
Okay.
have wondering something like we have to extract of the DNA or protein from the sample. So it's a very difficult in food, right? Because in food we have the many of the combination like tom yum goong. If I would like to detect of the tom yum goong, they have the shrimp, they have mushroom, they have some herbal, just mix up together. So in your idea, is it a difficult to detections about that pathogen sample or not?
Uh, I think this difficult and the challenging
Mm.
of the process to identify. But I think if you use the DNA, we have about the DNA extraction kit. We have some of the specific chemical or clean up method that the final product we receive about the peel of the DNA that can detect and another contamination can release in this step. I think this can challenge, but we can detect with the DNA extraction kit method.
Okay. So thank you so much. And anyone of the participants that have the questions more about our two speakers and our two important topic. So if you don't have, if you have, you can raise your hand. If it's not, you can ask them later on, maybe send the email. Yes, to all the speakers. So thank you so much to join us today. I hope this is our first collaboration, but it's not the last, of course, to be joining us here. And I am very happy to working with you all. So I hope we have the more event together in the future. And thank you for the two speakers today, for the Professor Honida for sharing about the interesting topic about the Indonesia food and its challenging, and also Dr. Pagon for the Omic method. It look very difficult, but it's a future, right? Yes, and it's need to in the future. We have to run with the time. So thank you all the students today, and I hope that you waiting for the last Easter our certificate, right? So today we have the certificate to sharing with you soน้องออมช่วยแชร์หน้าจอ certificate หน่อยค่ะ Okay so for the certificate today for participants you can screen double click to enter full screen mode Okay alright น้องออมมันไม่ขึ้นนะคะเขาบอกว่าให้ดับเบิลคลิกไหมอะคลิก2 ครั้งไหม Okay, so waiting a little bit. We have a little bit technical problem. So you can get the link. Okay, so we are here the QR code or the link in the in the chat box. So you can fill in of your name that you have to be checked because it have to happen in your certificate. So it's not incorrect. So you have to be carefully typings and also with the email and a little bit of the estimates of the score for the webinar for today. So after that, we have to matching your name with the registration and your certificate will be sending to you in the email tomorrow when you wake up. Right? So you can get the certificate with both of them on the QR code or with the link in the chat box. So everyone's please filling their informations and if you have their any of the informations or any questions, please contact our email foodindustry@kmitl.ac.th and we can be answer you and contact with the speaker if you have any furthermore question. So if you're still interested in us, you can follow our Facebook or IG for the new young generations. And we also have TikTok if you like and YouTube. And for the webinar today, if someone is not joining us today, we will upload the webinar on the Facebook. So you can is later or subscribe of our Facebook now. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for the two speakers to being us today. I hope you are happy evenings. Enjoy the I think it's not time for the dinner yet, but we will have it soon, right? So thank you so much and see you again. Thank you so much for every student from the Indonesia. Hope I have the see you personally. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye ค่ะบ๊ายบายค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dr.
thank you ค่ะ
Orapan.
สวัสดีค่ะอืม thank you so much ค่ะ to be helping me with anything bye bye